Today's day and age would be able to do so much virtually. I think we got well out in front of it. Even probably a month ago, I was talking with Steve. I thought we were a little further ahead than I expected. We did a once a week Zoom with the staff. I wanted to respect their time in the off season with their family being away from the season. Obviously, the season's so intense. And then we got together for about 10 days prior for camp, and we think we're in a good spot. So, again, hopefully it translates to a good start of camp. We'll have emphasis of team defense. A lot of the first couple days in camp you'll see will be play without the puck, improving in some of those areas that we struggled last year.
What was your thought process in dividing the teams, like who you have with whom? Lines
Yeah, not a whole lot of science to that. We kind of went down projected Detroit roster, projected GR roster. Obviously, some of the rookies end up being in that Howe team. So I think you'll see some guys jumping around a lot throughout the first couple days. Not a lot of theme and who's where. It's more about team structure, some team themes, more about probably some chemistry of guys playing each other. We have a ton of time with 8 games. 8 games is a lot, exhibition-wise, in the National Hockey League. And we'll have plenty of time to get some lines figured out going forward there.
You mentioned team defense, but how much, special teams?
Yeah, special teams will be a big part of it. You'll see that. We'll probably introduce that day 3 or 4 in there. We'll have a whole day designed around that, leading into our red-white game, and obviously having those type of reps and touches before exhibitions.
Just your thoughts on, it sounds like Canada is going to drop the travel requirements, vaccine requirements. That obviously affects Tyler Bertuzzi, just how that affects the team.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about that. I leave that up to the management team. Obviously, as a coach, I want a full roster anytime we go and play anybody. So hopefully that's heading in a good direction. But yeah, we'll leave that up to our management team and what the NHL does with that. But obviously, we'd love Bert available for us anytime we play.
How excited are you for this?
Yeah, very excited. Anxious is probably the better word for it. So I probably went over our first couple days too many times. So now it's just going out there and translating it and working on it.
You talk a lot about during the kind of season leading up here that you're instilling key themes and structure. What are you looking for, both players young and old, to kind of instill that throughout the culture here?
Well, I think a team first mentality, and there's nothing more important on team first is your defense. And I think we're in a unique spot in that it's right there in black and white. We were obviously one of the worst teams in any defensive category in the league last year. So that's a good starting point. And a lot of that is team effort. A lot of that is everybody on the ice pulling the same way to keep the puck out of your net. So again, I mentioned earlier, a lot of our practice, a lot of our camp early on will be our play away from the puck.
When you're assessing guys to make and not make and who may be sent down to GR, what are you looking for in terms of maybe that extra level up on some of the other guys who are on the fringe?
Yeah, I just think playing to who they are, how they can help our group. Again, 8 games is a lot of exhibition games. I'm very excited about 8 games as a first-time coach within this organization. A lot of reps, a lot of looks. Every player is going to get a ton of opportunity to show if he fits in for what we're looking for day 1.
And the last one for me, biggest takeaways, impressions from the prospect tournament the last couple days here?
The team play. I was very impressed with the prospect tournament. Huge credit to Ben Simon and his staff. It looked extremely organized. You guys saw the special teams were sharp. The team play was sharp. That's very hard to do in a very short tournament. So I thought the team play was very good. Obviously, the record was great. They were 2-1. Could have easily went 3-0. They played well, which was exciting for everyone. But I just thought the whole team play was excellent.
Is everyone everyone healthy except Fabry and Wallman? Everybody
Yeah,
else
that's still. I
expected
think that's exactly what physicals are for today. So we'll have a better feel of exactly where we're at tomorrow, and if there's anything significant, I'm sure myself or Steve would address that.
I haven't seen the division yet, but who do you have Edmonton with to start tomorrow?
Honestly, I've left that to Bob Bugner, and that's kind of my point in that those lineups will be changed a ton throughout. There's a little thought into lines or some pairs, But again, we're going to have a ton of change. It'll be more about our entire team play and more of the structure of what we're looking for in those first few days.
You're not only integrating new faces behind the bench, but there's been a lot of turnover, about a third of the team.
Yep.
Is that where, in terms of teaching, it's so useful to not only have training camp itself, but the exhibition season?
Yeah, I think a new staff, new coach, there's going to be a slight change in structure. I don't think it's going to be anything drastic for these players, especially guys that played other spots throughout the league. But there's going to be some slight changes, probably within our D zone, probably within our neutral zone. And it's just going to take some time. It's just a reality of introducing any new structure and any new system. But again, I think most teams throughout the league, if you were to ask all 32 teams, they usually start with that play away from the puck, and that team defense will be no different. It's just a little more exaggerated, if you will, with where our numbers were last year.
Is that where the teaching part